Today we will discuss Alias DMV beefs, Part 5. In this video we will go over 2 teen savages. From Simple City, one is currently incarcerated for a body and the other caught a body and is free. And we will also discuss 3 Lincoln Heights teen savages who spanked their ops and robbed an NFL player, then First we will get into the Lincoln Heights Youngins and the death of Andre Lil Bo Robertson. Lil Bo is from the Clay Terrace Northeast area, who was sitting on his grandma's porch in the 500 block of 48th Place Northeast. After multiple suspects hop out a free car and lock the porch that multiple Clay Terrace members were on at the time. But only Lil Bo would be hit and he would pass from his injuries. Lil Bo also had a father who passed away in 2021, also named Andre Robertson, aka Big Bo. He would pass in the Clay Terrace neighborhood after being beaten. A 15-year-old would be charged in the death of Lil Bo and in the robbery shooting of NFL player Brian Robinson. After 2 Heights Youngins try to take a Hellcat and take his watch.
With a developing story out of Northeast D.C., we're learning more about 15-year-old Andre Robertson Jr., who was gunned down at his great-grandmother's house yesterday afternoon.
And tonight, his killers remain on the run. Our Dave Laval has been in the neighborhood all day long talking with neighbors and joins us there live.
Yeah, and Dave, those neighbors are so distraught and they're demanding answers.
Yeah, Tussamine, Chris, to be honest, you can't blame them for what happened. Andre Robertson Jr. sat on his great-grandmother's porch behind me when police, or Metro Police, said the gunman drove up and opened fire.
There were other individuals on the porch. As of right now, he was the only one that sustained the gunshot wounds.
Police did not say how many shots the 3 gunmen fired at this home on 48th Street Northeast. That's led to speculation the attackers targeted 15-year-old Andre Robertson Jr.
We are still conducting preliminary investigation to determine.
Robertson's death happened at his great-grandmother's home. It came a little more than a year after his father was beaten to death about a mile away. A cousin, 28-year-old Darius Robertson of Hyattsville, is awaiting trial for second-degree murder. Meanwhile, what appears to be bullet strikes can be found on the steps leading up to the porch where Robertson was shot. Another bullet struck a window at a next-door home. Police have not said if that is from Thursday's shooting. Buses dropped off students at Maud Ayton Elementary School. They're attending classes at Kenilworth Elementary while their building undergoes renovations. Thursday's shooting happened just as the kids were dropped off from school. None of them got hurt. Friday found more parents waiting for them. They're frustrated and upset.
Right here at the school? No, even if the school closed, they know these kids get dropped off every day.
Grief counselors were brought into Kenilworth Elementary for those who needed them. As for the home where the shooting took place, it sits empty. As neighbors told us, the family left early this morning. Live in Northeast, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
The judge handed down the toughest penalty allowed for Andre Robertson's 15-year-old killer.
I want to see my baby, little Bobo.
It was a sentence that left the victim's family far from satisfied.
Yep, I feel like that wasn't enough.
He was among 3 teens who shot and killed 15-year-old Andre Robertson as he was walking his 92-year-old great-great-grandmother down her front stairs.
He was my little helper.
Questions that are appropriate for the Attorney General, who will be more familiar with the cases.
Staying in the district, Mayor Muriel Bowser there punting a question on whether she feels 6 years is enough for the teenage boy who was sentenced for 2 shootings, one of them seriously wounding a Commanders player and the other killing another D.C. teenager. Fox 5's Stephanie Ramirez asked the mayor about the punishment today. She joins us live now from the courthouse with more. Steph?
Angie, the killing of a 15-year-old named Andre Robertson was one of two shootings that a teenager was sentenced in yesterday. We asked the mayor yesterday about that sentencing. She told us she was not able to comment, not knowing all the details. Today, you heard her direct us to the Attorney General's office, who we know cannot comment on these cases because of the strict privacy laws around juveniles in the District of Columbia. Now, when it comes to juveniles, we can tell you that in the district, those 15 and older, but only those 15 and older, can be transferred to the adult criminal justice system. Now, that wouldn't apply in yesterday's sentencing because police said that at the time that the 15-year-old was arrested in the Commanders running back Brian Robinson's shooting, the teen was actually 14 years old. And then based on the birth date that was set in court, the teen was also likely 14 at the time that Andre Robertson was murdered. Now, this is why Robertson's family was so adamant in arguing yesterday that the district's juvenile laws need to change. At-large council member Christina Henderson, she participates in the Judiciary and Public Safety Committee. She was with the mayor today, so we also asked her if she agrees with the victim's family, who said, if you do the crime, do the time.
I think that this case, as in others that occurred in 2020 and 2021, have brought up conversations in community in terms of what does quote-unquote accountability look like when it comes to juveniles. And I'm sure that we'll continue to have that conversation in the council, with the Office of the Attorney General, as well with our mayor.
And we know the juvenile system is supposed to focus on rehabilitation, guys. The teen that was sentenced yesterday, he got the max sentence that would be allowed for a juvenile in D.C. That's committed until the age 21. So since he's already 15, that's about 6 years. But the judge even noted yesterday that that's really not a lot of time for the crimes that they were discussing yesterday, guys. Back to you.
Next topic will be the two teen savages from Simp. First, we will get into the Clickin' TK, NBA Dez, and Mel 30 Backdoor. Allegedly, on June 9th, multiple members from Simp and Paradise were chilling out Waldorf when a heated argument occurs, causing Simp member Fat Stuns to carry D-Lo finessing and snatch his chain off him. After this, D-Lo would grab a gun off one of the men's hip and crush Fat Stuns, and immediately after he does this, everyone turns their guns on. D-Lo leaving the scene, taking Fat Stuns to the hospital where he would pass. A June shooting left 2 men killed in Waldorf, Maryland. After a heavy 3-month investigation, police charged 4 people with their murder, said the Charles County Sheriff's Office. On the morning of June 9th, at around 5:45 a.m., officers arrived in the 2500 block of Lake Drive in Waldorf after reports of gunfire. Upon their arrival, they found a man in the parking lot of an apartment complex suffering. The man, later identified as 24-year-old D'Angelo Saquon Beal, was pronounced dead on the scene, police said. A short time later, police said they found another man at a nearby hospital suffering from. The man, later identified as 22-year-old Marquise Deontay Jackson, was pronounced dead at the hospital, according to police. A police investigation determined that Beal and Jackson's shootings were connected, police said. The Charles County Sheriff's Office, the Metropolitan Police Department, and members of the FBI Washington office began an ongoing investigation. On August 31st, police arrested 4 men linked to the killings of Beal and Jackson. Desmond Evans, 18, of Washington, D.C., Kevin Jackson, 23, of Hyattsville, Ramel Henderson, 19, of Bowie, and a 16-year-old boy from Washington, D.C. were arrested in connection to the shooting. After the police's search, police said they recovered 14 guns, a large amount of marijuana, and additional physical evidence that linked all the suspects to the shooting. According to the Charles County Sheriff's Office, the investigation is still ongoing. Next topic will be the Simp teen who crushed an innocent lady while hitting back at his ops that got up on him, and he would end up being released. Allegedly, the lady was picking up food from Moonstar Carry out on Benning Road when a free car slides on the business, dropping off, shooting the teen and his friend, but he would up a Glock from his dip, hitting back, spanking the innocent mother.
Family in D.C., and their story has a particularly cruel twist. Dale Hinson, a 54-year-old mother, was out doing what moms do last night. She was picking up dinner for her heartbroken niece, who had just lost her boyfriend in a shooting over the weekend. And then Henson became a victim herself. News 4's Amy Cho spoke with the victim's grieving daughter.
A caring mom who loved spending time with her family. That's how Dale Henson's daughter describes her. Henson was picking up food last night at Moonstar Carryout on Benning Road Southeast when she was caught in the middle of crossfire and killed by a stray bullet.
And she was funny. She was joyous. She just wanted to live.
DC police say last night a man opened fire at the restaurant, shooting another man and a teen boy. According to police, the teen boy pulled out a gun and started shooting back, hitting Dale Henson in the head.
Just want everybody to know that she was a loving person. And she ain't deserve this. She ain't deserve to go like that.
Tamika Keys knows what it's like to lose a loved one to gun violence. This past Sunday, she says her cousin's boyfriend was also shot and killed in Southeast D.C. It's why Dale Henson was at the restaurant, getting food to comfort her niece.
She was just trying to help my cousin grieve. She was trying to make sure she was eating and doing everything she was supposed to do.
This morning, you could still see bullet holes in the door of the restaurant. Police say they're still looking for the original shooter and that the teen who returned fire will be charged with murder. Tamika Keys has a message for both of them.
Because you shouldn't be shooting when older people or kids are around, period. You shouldn't be shooting, period, but most definitely not when older people or kids are around.
A plea from a family that's seen far too much loss in less than a week. Amy Cho, News 4.
D.C. police tell us they have surveillance video of the shooting from the gas station next door that they'll comb through to find any clues that could potentially lead them to a suspect.
That's the end of Alias DMV Beefs. Part 5. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Strafing DMV on Instagram, too.